Stories behind Japanese. Japanese is one of the most fascinating languages in the world, distinctive for its intricate writing system, cultural depth, and nuanced expressions. In this video, we'll explore the stories behind Japanese, uncovering how its unique scripts and sentence structures reflect the culture and values of Japan. From the historical origins of kanji to the delicate art of pitch accents, and even the profound meanings carried by idiomatic expressions, we'll crack the code behind what makes Japanese not just a language, but a window into a rich cultural heritage. What do you know about Japan? It is far from ordinary. What do you think makes Japan so unique? Perhaps it's the harmony of tradition and modernity, its breathtaking landscapes, or its trendy and iconic cuisine. While these aspects are captivating, there's another side to Japan that's just as intriguing: its language. Distinctive for its intricate writing system, cultural richness, and nuanced expressions, Japanese is a window into the country's soul. At first glance, it might seem like a complex code, but hidden within it are stories and patterns waiting to be uncovered. A friend of mine was fascinated by the movie Shogun, captivated by its portrayal of life in Japan around 400 to 450 years ago during the feudal period. The story follows Anjin, a European sailor navigating an unfamiliar world rich with customs, intrigue, and challenges. For many who watched the movie, it was an invitation to imagine themselves transported to that time and place, struggling to navigate a world shaped by samurai, old feudal customs and lifestyles, and the concept of royalty respect in old Japanese society, unable to speak or understand Japanese from the outset. Many visitors leave Japan without learning anything about the Japanese language, and that's perfectly understandable. After all, there's so much else to take in. Nowadays, tools like Google Translate make it easier than ever to navigate the country. But even with these tools, a small understanding of the language can transform your trip. Whether it's learning a few words or phrases or recognizing the meaning behind key characters, this insight can help you use translators more effectively and open up new ways of connecting with Japan's culture and people. Let's delve into the stories behind Japanese and discover how it can make such a difference. Chances are you've already encountered Japanese, whether it caught your ear in an anime, your eye on a product label, or even your imagination in a movie. What phrase or phrases do you know? Perhaps it's something like arigato, thank you, or konnichiwa, hello, or maybe a more nuanced expression like matanai, a commonly used phrase that reflects a sense of wastefulness and a deep respect for resources, or shogunai, it can't be helped, a phrase that captures a uniquely Japanese approach to acceptance and resilience. There was a movie titled Lost in Translation, wasn't there? The title might just capture how it feels to translate phrases like these. Phrases like matanai and shogunai are difficult to translate because they carry profound cultural and emotional weight, while Google Translate might simplify them as too good to waste and I can't help. These interpretations barely scratch the surface. Matanai conveys not only a sense of wastefulness but also a deep respect for the value of things, a principle deeply rooted in Japanese culture. Shogunai, on the other hand, embodies the acceptance of circumstances beyond one's control. Together, matanai kedo shogunai reflects a uniquely Japanese mindset that's challenging to fully express in other languages. You may sometimes misunderstand what locals say to you, especially when relying solely on translation technology. While tools like Google Translate are incredibly helpful, they have limitations, particularly when it comes to capturing cultural nuances or context. Being aware of these limitations can save you from potential confusion and help you navigate interactions more effectively. A little awareness of Japanese expressions and cultural subtleties goes a long way in making your experience smoother and more enjoyable. For many Japanese, this picture evokes a deep sense of matanai, a respect for the resources and effort behind even a few grains of rice. However, for non-Japanese audiences, it may not carry the same meaning without understanding its cultural significance. For now, let's crack the code together and uncover the fascinating stories hidden within the Japanese language. To crack the code, Japanese characters are a great place to start. Each one carries a story, of its origin, its meaning, and how it interacts with others to form words and ideas. By exploring these characters, we begin to unlock the secrets of a language that is as intricate as it is fascinating. While Japanese characters are one of the most complex writing systems to learn, just knowing the basics will give you a new perspective. For instance, this is an information board at Hirakawamen in the Imperial Palace. The name of this gate is written with just 3 characters, Hirakawaman. What do these characters mean? The first character, Hira, means flat or peaceful. The second, Kawa, means river. The third, Mon, means gate. Together, they form Hirakawamen, or the gate of the peaceful river. This elegant simplicity shows how Japanese characters combine to convey rich meanings with just a few strokes. These characters, called kanji, often carry layers of historical and cultural significance. Hirakawamen, for example, was an important entrance to the Edo castle grounds and remains a reminder of Japan's feudal past. By understanding the meaning behind the characters, we gain not only a better grasp of the language but also a deeper appreciation for the stories they tell. In this video, we'll introduce you to hiragana, katakana, and give you a glimpse into kanji, helping you appreciate their forms, sounds, and unique roles in the Japanese language. Even a small understanding can open the door to an entirely new perspective on Japanese culture and language. It can transform the way you see Japan, not just its words, but the stories, traditions, and creativity that define its unique heritage. Throughout this journey, we'll uncover the stories behind these characters, how they came to be, their meanings, and the roles they play in modern Japanese. You might even find surprising connections to your own experiences with Japanese culture. To begin, let's explore how Japanese characters bring depth and meaning to traditional poetry.
世の中に暇ある身こそ悲しけれ
This particular verse reflects the contemplative tone often found in Japanese poetry, exploring themes of life, emotion, and the human condition. On one level, it conveys the idea that too much free time or a lack of purpose can bring sadness, a theme deeply connected to the Japanese appreciation for the fleeting beauty of impermanence and the gentle melancholy it evokes. Let's consider how this poem can be interpreted through multiple translations. These translations are not meant to be precise word-for-word renderings but are offered to capture the nuanced meanings and reflective tone of the original. They aim to provide a glimpse into how this verse can be understood from different perspectives, enriching its poetic and cultural significance. As you might already realize, this poem also offers insight into the relationship between the individual and society. In a culture where contributing to the community has long been valued, being idle can create a sense of detachment or isolation. The sadness described here isn't just about personal emptiness. It reflects a deeper longing for connection and the fulfillment that comes from being part of something larger than oneself. Perhaps this mentality, the intertwining of personal purpose with societal belonging, helped shape Japan into a society and country that stands apart from many others. It's a perspective that continues to influence Japanese culture and values even today. Using this example, let me show you how Japanese texts like this poem are written and read. Traditional Japanese writing is often vertical, flowing from top to bottom and right to left. In this style, each character carries its own weight and space, allowing readers to pause and reflect on its meaning. In modern times, horizontal writing has become increasingly common, especially for materials influenced by Western styles. However, media like newspapers are still often written vertically, and traditional works such as haiku or classical poetry are typically arranged in a vertical format. What you're watching is a combination of hiragana and kanji characters. Japanese writing relies on 3 distinct sets of characters: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Each set has a unique role. Hiragana is used for grammatical elements and native Japanese words, katakana is often reserved for foreign words and emphasis, and kanji conveys meaning through its pictorial origins. Together, these 3 systems create a foundation for the Japanese language that is both versatile and expressive. Hiragana and katakana, while visually distinct, are phonetically identical. This means that each character in hiragana has a corresponding character in katakana that represents the exact same sound. For example, the hiragana is equivalent to the katakana and ka corresponds to ka. This pairing allows Japanese to adapt to different contexts, such as writing native words with hiragana and foreign loanwords with katakana, while maintaining consistent pronunciation. Hiragana consists of 46 characters, beginning with the 5 singular vowels, as shown. As previously explained, vertical text starts from the top right and moves downward before continuing to the next column. Like hiragana, katakana also consists of 46 characters, and the two systems are structurally identical. Here are the corresponding katakana characters. While hiragana is primarily used for native Japanese words and grammatical elements, katakana is typically reserved for foreign loanwords, onomatopoeia, and emphasis. Together, they form a complementary pair, enabling the Japanese language to adapt seamlessly to a variety of contexts. Here is the pronunciation of each character in order.
A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko, Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So.
This pattern continues through the remaining rows, ending with the last character. In Romaji, the romanized system of Japanese sounds, this character is represented by the letter N. Unique among kana, it is the only standalone consonant in the Japanese language. Unlike other kana, which combine a consonant and a vowel to form syllables, it stands alone. It often appears at the end of words or before certain consonants, contributing a nasal sound that subtly alters the word's nuance and pronunciation. Hiragana and katakana are both kana systems, functioning as phonetic lettering systems in Japanese. Together with kanji, they form the foundation of Japanese writing, with each system playing a distinct role in bringing clarity and nuance to written communication. For example, take this sentence.
このビデオはちょっとためになる日本語のお話をしていますが、面白いと思いますか?
This sentence translates to, this video is sharing some useful stories about Japanese. Do you find it interesting? In Japanese, this sentence can be written in a vertical format as well as horizontally. Here, we see all three Japanese writing systems in action. Hiragana, left uncolored, is used for grammatical elements such as particles. Kanji, highlighted in red, conveys meaning for key words like Japanese and story. Meanwhile, katakana, shown in blue, is used for foreign loanwords or to add emphasis, such as the word video. This example showcases how hiragana, katakana, and kanji work together to create a seamless and versatile system. Each writing style plays a distinct role, contributing to the balance and expressiveness of the Japanese language. You can find these characters arranged in various ways. Sometimes they're written horizontally, like in most English texts, and other times they're written vertically, following a more traditional style. This flexibility is part of what makes Japanese scripts so fascinating, reflecting both historical influences and modern usage. Interestingly, vertically written books and magazines are bound on the right side, which means you'll flip pages from what might feel like the back if you're used to Western conventions. Instead of turning pages from left to right, you'll do it from right to left. This orientation and flow reflect a long-standing tradition, and while it may feel unfamiliar at first, it's an essential part of understanding how Japanese writing has developed over time. Are you surprised? That's just one of the many differences in how the language is written and how characters are used. Speaking of differences, let's take a closer look at how Japanese writing combines its three scripts, hiragana, katakana, and kanji, to create something both functional and beautiful. Here's a sample paragraph that demonstrates these scripts working together seamlessly. Although it may be difficult for non-Japanese speakers to notice how hiragana is used for grammatical elements, katakana for borrowed words, and kanji for key concepts and meanings, Japanese readers can intuitively identify these roles, as if the text were color-coded. This unique combination allows readers to grasp the flow and intent of the text quickly, something that wouldn't be as easy if written in only one script. Let's explore how this system works and how the sentences are structured. Because Japanese uses a combination of different writing systems to convey both meaning and sound, Kanji often represent entire words or concepts, giving quick access to meaning. For instance, take this phrase, which consists of 3 kanji characters and 1 hiragana. It translates to a tendency to prefer, where
好む、
means prefer and
傾向、
means tendency. Notably, Japanese typically omits articles, such as a and the, making the structure more concise yet equally expressive. Meanwhile, hiragana is a phonetic script employed for grammatical elements, function words, and clarifying pronunciation. By mixing kanji and hiragana, Japanese writing captures both the conceptual depth of kanji and the nuanced phonetic flow of hiragana, creating a versatile and expressive language system. For example, see this phrase, meaning happiness of living, which consists of 2 kanji characters and 3 hiragana characters. The kanji a conveys the concept of to live, and b represents happiness or joy, providing the phrase with its core meaning. Meanwhile, the hiragana c adds grammatical context, turning kanji a into the verb to live, and this hiragana d connects the 2 kanji into a cohesive expression. Together, this phrase captures both the conceptual depth provided by kanji and the smooth, phonetic flow added by hiragana, demonstrating the elegant balance of meaning and sound unique to Japanese writing. Technically, everything in Japanese can be written using only hiragana or katakana. However, without kanji, sentences would become very difficult to read. Readers would have to rely entirely on phonetic characters and context to interpret meaning, which can be time-consuming. That said, understanding Japanese goes beyond its writing systems. The way sentences are structured also reveals much about the language's unique logic and style. First, let's explore Japanese word order. Japanese follows a subject-object-verb (SOV) structure, which differs significantly from the subject-verb-object (SVO) structure of English. For example, consider this sentence colored green. It translates to, culture brings joy, inspiration, emotional solace, and the happiness of living. In this sentence, the subject, culture, is marked in green. The object, joy, inspiration, emotional solace, and the happiness of living, is highlighted in yellow, and the verb, bring, is shown in red. This subject-object-verb, SOV, arrangement reflects the unique logic and flow of Japanese sentence construction, which differs significantly from the subject-verb-object, SVO, structure of English. Kanji, as shown here, was introduced to Japan from China during the 5th to 6th century. The term combines kan, referring to the Han Dynasty of China, and ji, meaning character. Together, kanji translates to Han characters, underscoring its Chinese origin. Buddhism, introduced from China as early as the 5th to 6th century, brought not only spiritual practices but also written scriptures, which greatly accelerated the adoption of Chinese characters in Japan. At the same time, Confucianism, with its focus on ethics, governance, and societal order, further shaped Japanese society and scholarship, often through reliance on Chinese texts. Over time, the Japanese adapted these characters to suit their own language, creating a unique system that blends Chinese origin kanji with the native scripts of hiragana and katakana. Yojijukugo refers to 4-character idiomatic expressions commonly used in Japanese to convey profound meanings, values, or wisdom in a concise and elegant manner. While rooted in Chinese classical literature, these expressions have been uniquely adapted into Japanese culture, reflecting both their origins and Japan's distinct perspective. Their use in literature, calligraphy, and even daily conversation adds depth and sophistication to communication. Another fascinating aspect of Japanese is its use of pitch accents to distinguish meaning. Let's hear how native Japanese speakers differentiate similar words based on pitch.
神、紙、箸、橋、
One more time.
神、紙、箸、橋。
Were you able to catch the differences in pitch? Now, Let's explore what makes Japanese pitch accents unique. In Japanese, the meaning of a word can change depending on the rise and fall of its pitch, rather than stress or force. For instance, in
神、
God, the pitch starts high and drops, while in
紙、
paper, the pitch starts low and rises. This subtle variation in tone is what distinguishes one word from another. To help relate this concept to English, think of the word produce. When stressed on the first syllable, produce, it refers to fruits and vegetables. But when the stress shifts to the second syllable, produce, it means to create. While English relies on stress to change meaning, Japanese uses tonal shifts in pitch, making it more about the melody of the word than the emphasis of a syllable. Understanding pitch accents can feel challenging at first, but they are an essential part of how Japanese conveys nuance and meaning. Before concluding our exploration of Japanese pitch accents, let's take a look at a few more examples that demonstrate how subtle changes in pitch can entirely transform a word's meaning.
雨、雨、虫、虫、酒、酒、
One more time.
雨、雨、虫、虫、酒、酒。
These examples highlight how pitch accents add nuance and clarity to Japanese, transforming it into a language that is as expressive as it is intricate. With these complexities of pronunciation in mind, let's shift our focus to the visual beauty of kanji, where every character is like a picture or symbol with its own unique meaning. First of all, many kanji are built with a hen, radical, and a sukuri, component, such as in characters like sakura, cherry blossom, and ubi, sea. These components work together to combine meaning and pronunciation. Sakura, for example, contains ki-hen, a radical signifying its connection to trees or wood, representing the cherry tree. The sukuri, pang, is more intricate. It includes the kanji for woman, modified with 3 dots on top. These 3 dots, known as sandatsu, often represent water or fluidity. Combined, this structure conveys an association with grace, beauty, and the fleeting nature of cherry blossoms, reflecting both natural and cultural symbolism. Together, these elements make sakura a kanji that is as poetic as the flower itself. Another example of ki-hen is the kanji hayashi, forest, which combines 2 instances of the kanji for tree side by side. This pairing visually represents a cluster of trees, symbolizing a forest. Taking it further, the character mori is formed by stacking an additional tree on top, evoking the image of a dense, lush forest. These are just a few examples of how combinations of ki-hen, the character for tree, and a component create different kanji characters. Interestingly, more than 100 characters are used as radicals, though frequently used ones are limited to around 20 to 30. For example, characters like kane, metal, gold, and hito, person, are commonly found as radicals. While the radical for sakura is called ki-hen, the radical for words like tetsu, iron, is called kane-hen, and the radical for words like karada, body, is called minben. Other commonly used radicals include he-hen, fire, ganben, speech, tei-hen, hand, onna-hen, woman, ito-hen, thread, and tasuki-hen, moon, to name a few. In addition to radicals like hen and components like sukuri, some kanji feature a structure called kanmuri, or crown, placed at the top of the character. The kanmuri often hints at the meaning of the kanji by categorizing it into a particular group. For instance, kusa kanmuri, found in plant-related kanji like hana, flower, and kusa, grass. Taka kanmuri, seen in bamboo-related kanji such as hako, box, and fude, brush. Ama kanmuri appears in weather-related kanji like yuki, snow, and kaminari, thunder. Wukan muri, found in characters related to shelter or structure, such as ji, character, and ya, house. These crowns not only provide semantic clues but also add a unique aesthetic to each kanji, making them more meaningful and visually distinctive. Moreover, some kanji feature other fascinating structures. For example, a yamai da-rei, or hanging radical, can be seen in yamai, sickness, where the radical on the left signifies illness. A shinyu, or movement radical, appears in michi, road, wrapping around the character to signify travel or progress. A kunigamai, or enclosing form, is found in kuni, country, where the border radical surrounds the central element. These structures, like han and kanmuri, demonstrate how kanji combine meaning and form to convey complex ideas in elegant and visually expressive ways. When exploring the structure of Japanese kanji, one of the most fascinating aspects is how they are pronounced and understood in context. Japanese kanji often have two primary readings: onyomi, Chinese-derived reading, and kunyomi, native Japanese reading. For example, the kanji ikiru can be read as sei in onyomi, as in seikatsu, life, or as ikiru in kunyomi, to live. The context in which the kanji appears determines the appropriate reading, adding nuance and flexibility to the language. Furthermore, kunyomi readings often require okorigana, kana that follow the kanji to complete its pronunciation and clarify meaning. For example, the kanji ikiru cannot be read as ikiru without the accompanying okorigana, kiru, to form the word ikiru, to live. Okorigana play a crucial role in distinguishing meanings and grammatical forms, adding depth and precision to Japanese writing. In addition to kanji readings, dakuten and handakuten modify kana to create new sounds. For instance, ka becomes ga with dakuten, while ha becomes pa with handakuten. These modifications expand the phonetic range of Japanese while adhering to a logical system. Interestingly, we see similar changes in pronunciation influenced by dakuten. The word hibana, fire flower, is not pronounced as hihana, even though the character is pronounced as
hana
when used independently. For a more natural flow in the language,
hana
changes with the addition of a dakuten, becoming bana for smoother pronunciation. Similarly, the famous Nihonbashi, Japan Bridge, is pronounced as Nihonbashi rather than Nihonhashi, following the same principle to ensure a smoother and more harmonious sound. As we've seen, Japanese isn't just a language, it's a rich tapestry of history, culture, and artistry woven into every word and character. From pitch accents that subtly shift meanings to kanji that tell stories through their combinations, Japanese offers a world of discovery for anyone willing to crack the code. Whether you're captivated by its visual beauty, intrigued by its complexity, or simply curious to learn more, I hope this video has sparked your interest in exploring Japanese further. Remember, every little insight opens up a bigger world, so why not start your own journey into this fascinating language? Thank you for watching Stories Behind Japanese, Cracking the Code. If you enjoyed this dive into the wonders of Japanese, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. Until next time, Otsukare-sama and sayonara.